Welcome back. I'm Javed Khan Jadoon with the English edition of the forum. In the first segment of this show, we discussed the latest developments in the Gaza-Israel peace deal. And the second segment is going to cover the India setbacks, which of course were dealt by President Trump to Prime Minister Modi and India. Prime Minister Modi and India believe that they have got a very important role in the Indo-Pacific region as part of the China containment policy. They believe that they were the net security provider in South Asia and beyond. They believe that their armed forces are invincible. They believe that their $86 billion defense budget, a massive amount of defense budget, is sufficient to beat any country militarily. They believe that they are indispensable as far as American foreign policy in Indo-Pacific region, in South Asia, and in the Indian Ocean was concerned. But everything turned against India, against Prime Minister Modi. Massive 50% tariffs imposed on India. Prime Minister Modi was disappointed when President Trump said that he is not going to attend the Quad. Rather, it was the White House sources which told the Associated Press of America that President Trump is not going to attend the important Quad summit being held in New Delhi this year, at the end of the year. Secondly, the massive amount of tariffs imposed, 50% tariffs, crippling tariffs imposed on India. Indian stock markets lost $10 billion in single day. Indian currency lost its value. That was the largest devaluation ever took place as far as India is concerned. And now its net security provider notion has been shattered by President Trump. And of course, its role as far as China containment policy is concerned is finished. These are the setbacks which India and Prime Minister Modi has received. We are joined by Dr. Professor Mahmood Khan, who is the Professor of International Relations, International Islamic University, Islamabad. Thank you so much, Dr. Khan, for your time.
Thank you very much.
Professor Khan, help us understand that the Indian wrong notion of a net security provider, how badly it has been shattered by the four-day conflict, and why President Trump has started distancing itself from New Delhi and issuing all the statements which went against Prime Minister Modi's image as a strong and popular leader, not only in India, but as projected by Indian media, the Godi media, at the global stage as well. So what is the future of Indian geostrategic designs as far as the Indo-Pacific region is concerned, Dr. Khan?
Thank you very much, Jadon Saab. A very, very important topic as a matter of fact. It has two connotations. That by almost abandoning India would really mean that US has indeed deviated from its rebalancing Asia policy or the pivot Asia policy, or else it is indeed the US is pursuing its interest, but India is an element which is being ridiculed, or you can say that reduction of its role. And the second is that after all, why India is being treated like this, whereas it had a, you can say that status of a strategic ally, natural ally for that matter. So I will be very briefly highlighting these two aspects that sure. United States of America has its own national and strategic interest. So US found Trump is a very, very untraditional president. And I would say that he is a realist president. He's a very realist president, doesn't believe purely on the traditional linkages and long-term policies, but as a matter of fact, he means business. He felt that India is using United States of America, its geopolitics, its long-term strategies, etc., for its own usages and for the fulfillment of its own strategic objectives, where the U.S. interests are not being taken care of. So that has been the strongest feeling, even much before the President Trump came into power. So this was a feeling in the American deep state. So once President Trump came into power, so he indeed acted accordingly. We cannot say that these policies of deep state, American deep state and Trump, there is a deviation. The policies are almost, they are in consensus. I mean, there is a consensus policy of United States of America that India has to be really cornered for that matter. Then, you know that India as a net security provider, which it has conceived in its naval policy.
It was self-proclaimed net security provider.
That's right. It has failed as a matter of fact. Like the Indian military doctrines, which have failed over the years. Maybe these were the Sundarji doctrine, Cold Star doctrine for that matter, or in the later half, the Bipin Rawat two-front war doctrine, etc. The way those all doctrines, they met a failure. The same way the Indian net security provider concept has failed badly. It's almost, there are 23 countries constituting Indian Ocean region, and these countries, as a matter of fact, they were not on board once India conceived this policy. And then there is an element of desires and then potentials. India may have the desires to become a net security provider in the Indian Ocean region, but it lacks, seriously lacks, as far as the potential is concerned. And then India do not have really, it has no acceptability of the Indian Ocean regional states. There is lot of animosity. There is lot of, you can say that rivalry India is facing. It's not only Pakistan and China, but as a matter of fact, the regional states and around the 2.9 billion population of this entire region, they are not in sync with Indian policy, and they feel that India, rather becoming a net security provider in the Indian Ocean region, it is going to create lot of problem for the regional countries. So that's why this Indian policy of self-conceived policy of net security provider in the Indian Ocean region is meeting failure, repeatedly meeting failure. Then, as you said in your preamble, that President Trump has not confirmed its presence in the meeting of this Quad for that matter toward the end of this year. I think Quad was a great platform for India to pursue its own strategic interests against China and to have its enlarged and expanded designs to be fulfilled while taking United States of America at its back. But those seems to be totally in failure. And
Dr.
whatever
Khan,
has happened
yes,
very recently.
Dr. Khan, if you look at President Trump's and President Biden's worldview, as far as Biden was concerned, India was given quite a significant role as far as Indo-Pacific region was concerned, and of course, the China containment policy was concerned. On the contrary, President Trump seems to be totally abandoning Biden's worldview. Biden believed that India would be able to play a pivotal role in China containment policy, while President Trump believes that after 4-day conflict with Pakistan, India is not the country they can rely upon as far as their military doctrine is concerned in this particular region, or their China containment policy is concerned. So the huge setback basically stems on the results of the 4-day conflict, Dr. Khan?
Yes, Jadon Saab, truly, I would say that perhaps President Trump has felt that they are betting on the wrong horse, and India is rapidly becoming a parasite in the, you can say that geographical, geopolitical ambitions and geoeconomic ambitions of United States of America. So that's why they've said that it is all the wastage for what they said that we have been investing on India. India is not, as a matter of fact, really providing the United States of America, even in this particular region of the South Asia, are against in its containment policy against the China. So if that is the case, then why to invest on China, India, and why not to have the new allies, trustful allies, powerful allies, and that too those who have demonstrated well. As you said, in the 4 days conflict between India and the Pakistan, Pakistan has given a very, very clear evidence of its military ascendancy, its moral ascendancy, and more so to be a nation to be trusted, to be the armed forces which is to be trusted for that matter. So these are the ground realities and indicators which compelled United States of America to indeed have a second thought, rather continuing with the India as a, you can say that, country to be invested upon and to be indeed misled in the subsequent phases. And this is happening despite that BICA was signed, because so many other agreements between India and the United States, they have been signed in the field of strategic, at the strategic level, at the economic level, at the political and the diplomatic level.
Dr. Khan, since I have just 2 minutes, this is another important question I would like to put it to you. President Trump's overtures to Pakistan in particular, in general, and to the army chief in particular, as we know that President Trump hosted Pakistan army chief for 2 hours, unprecedented meeting, and even after that, when Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif and the army chief, they were in USA, meeting was held. Once again, Pakistan was given the significance, and the latest, as far as the latest news is concerned, America is going to provide AIM-120 AMRAAM missiles, air-to-air missiles for Pakistan's F-16s, though the news has not been yet confirmed by Pakistan, but all the international media outlets are reporting. Yet another significant development, and maybe as the byproduct of President Trump's meeting with Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif and the army chief in the White House.
Truly, if the deal is materialized, definitely very beneficial for the Pakistan. Its reason being that Pakistan needs diversification as far as its military capabilities and the missile are concerned. We have otherwise diversification. We have a huge quantity of the weapon as far as the domestic manufacturing is concerned. But we have excellent quantity of the weapon system.
No, but symbolically, Dr. Khan, symbolically, quality, definitely important.
Quality, surely quality that we have manufactured in a giant venture between Pakistan and China. And if United States of America, being a traditional partner of the Pakistan, if it has agreed to provide or sell this missile to Pakistan, I think that is going to add into what the already weapon inventory we have in the Pakistan. So that is going to add to our military inventory for that matter, and that is a good step for that matter. And otherwise, you know that Pentagon and the General Headquarters and all, I would say
Dr.
that
Khan, I'm sorry,
they have a wonderful relation in the past.
We'll have to leave it here. We're running short of time. Thank you so much, Dr. Khan, for your time. Listeners, with this, we come to the end of the shows. I'm Javed Khan Jadoon saying Allah Hafiz.